The first thing we really needed collision for to start with was this force field over here, which was originally intended to contain the boss until the game realized it was ready for it to come out and start attacking the player. We used a pretty simple algorithm. Basically defined a sphere, an invisible sphere, with centered on the same location as the emitter that emits all the particles of the field, and we basically just guesstimated the size until we got right. And we used a simple algorithm where, as long as the player is inside this sphere, just keep nudging him out until he's no longer in anymore. Simple enough, it worked around. The second thing we need to use for was the enemies. At first, the enemies had no collision with the player or themselves, which led to the admittedly funny situation of you'd have an enemy, you'd be shooting it, it would die, and it would drop to the ground, and there'd be another identical enemy in the exact same place. It was funny, but we really need the enemies to not merge because we don't about the same way. So we had the enemies collide with each other, and the player collides with the enemies as well. Which also, once the enemies are dead and they're on the ground and colliding with them, they can pose obstacles once you actually find the boss itself later on. So this is actually what we'll talk about. Collision was the last major thing we had to work on, that was just essential to gameplay. And everything else just kind of fleshing out the animations and stuff. And a lot of the animations, for the player at least, were made with motion capture. And motion capture is what Phil did.
We're extremely fortunate to have the mocap facilities here in the building and also available for use by most of the students, and they're pretty good facilities. The motion capture process itself is fairly simplistic. Go in the studio, turn on the lights, turn on the suit, and run through a few takes, list out the motions that we need. I worked with Devin in this instance, who would operate the computer while I was standing there in the suit doing things like running and shooting, all the other animations that we needed. After that was done, I took in a new program called Motion Builder, which is this thing right here. So I would take the raw motion capture data, which you can see is the blue dots, if the laser pointer would work, but the blue dots in the model. I would take a generic model, which is the gray looking guy, attach the dots to the model, and then run it through. As soon as that was done, I got the skeleton of our player model from one of the animators. With that in Motion Builder, which you can see is the white thing that's sending a little bit behind him, map it onto that. As soon as that was done, send all of that data back to the animator, who would take a few frames, loop it into an animation, and send it back to me. And then as soon as that was done, I worked with Chris on implementing the animations in the game. He's going to talk a little bit about that.
Alright, so we have a short video to kind of show you about the animations. We worked really closely with the artists to get these things to work right. Right here, you can see the first one we implemented was the dance. Now he's trying to show you the run. The trick with that one was to try to match the feet up with the ground, because if you didn't match it up just right, it would defeat the illusion. Also, we have a recoil animation. Then these are all the mocap that Philip did. And that one, just depending on what state of shooting he's in, just execute the animation. All the little creatures, they have their own little animations. They are firing, death, idle, and walking. Yeah, and right here we're getting ready to show you the flying creatures' death. And we had to work real closely with artists. Me and Adam, we must have exported some of them twice, 3 times. And you can see it just falls over and kind of hobbles. And the walk for the land robots, you can see it right there. They just kind of open and close their little spider legs, and they got their chutes, and they flip over when they die. And right here, one of the biggest challenges was getting the boss to work right. About 9% of his animation was simply setting himself up to move, like the last 10% was moving. So we had to figure out which parts of the frames actually moved and execute that move then. You can't hear it because of the sound, but whenever the leg comes down, it starts to display a sound, so we had to try to figure out which keys for each of the 4 legs the leg was coming down, and then execute the sound around that time. And eventually he'll show the boss, and he'll show you the boss, the death animation for that. There'll be more on that later, but now we have the basic one, which just kind of breaks down and hobbles. And it was kind of hard to be down because we needed the animation to be in the center of the plane in mind, like his boss construction. And if it wasn't in the center, when we exported it would have them, they would be all in different proportions, way out, not connected to each other. And right now we're going to start the demo. I'm going to hand over to the narrator.